Hello producers and welcome to CEO Nation Z. Alright, so today's video is going to be an introduction to automation clips in FL Studio. Alright, so the first question you should ask yourself is, what exactly are automation clips? Automation clips are just tools, are just ways that we achieve that we can automatically move faders, move knobs, move values of plugins, anything per se that has a value that can be changed. It's just a way in which you can change those values as your song is being played, like as the song is playing. Like for example, let's say you have like you want your song to just fade in, just for a basic example. Now what you have to do to achieve that in FL Studio is to actually create an automation clips on your master volume. If you want the whole track to fade in, it has to be on your master volume, like in your channel, your master. You have to now fade in that volume so that as the track is being played, it automatically increases the volume on its own. So that is what we use automation clips for. And before we dive into creating automation clips, because I'm going to show you how to do that in this video, I want to first of all show you how I actually got to know about this automation clips few years back, like I think around 2016, 17. That is almost like 4 or 5 years ago from today. I'm recording this video. So I just was walking around, just playing around FL Studio. I think then I was using FL Studio 11, I think, and then I just going around and just got to these demo songs. You can see demo projects, demo songs here. You see inside of right here, you can see that a bunch of FL Studio project files are here, and you can actually open them and learn a lot from this project right here. And this what actually opened my eyes and opened my mind to what exactly automation clips are. So to open one of them, you just right click and you click on open. Alright, so it's downloading and we have a full FL Studio project file right here, and you can see this is actually a very detailed work. And now automation clips are all these drawings that you are seeing right here. This, like something like this, something like this. But all these things right here are automation clips. Alright, so let's listen to the track and let's know exactly what is going on there.
There's a light over the ocean. There's a wind touching me.
Okay, so as you can see, there's a whole lot going on here, and you can actually go very complex with all these automations here. But as this video is just going to be an introduction, and we're not going to go this complex, and we're just going to create something very simple for this tutorial. Alright, so you can actually go over this presets right here, learn a lot, learn how they do some side chains, learn how they create, how they edit your vocals. And there's a lot that you can learn from all this, and there are so many. You can just go over them and just pick an idea or two, and they have actually opened my mind and opened my horizon of creativity to a lot of things that I didn't know I could do before. So when I found out about automation clips, that's when I now decided to go and learn more about it back then when I was just starting, when I just started producing music. Alright, so in this tutorial we're not going to be working on this, we're going to actually be creating something new, and what we're just going to be doing is we're going to be creating a simple volume fader, and let's see how it goes from there. Okay, so for the sake of this tutorial, I'm just going to be using samples from my CEO Nation Mellows free teaser pack, and it's actually for free, so you can actually, there's a link in the description to grab it for free. You can just go and grab it and follow along, or you can just take any instrumental you have or any founding at all that you have. You can just go grab it and drop it inside FL Studio. So as you can see over here, we have 10 loops, and each loop also have its stem package right here. each loop has its stems, every one of them, and it also has the MIDI files for each of them. So I'll be using loop 10 and I'll be going with each of the, and I'll be using the stems for loop 10 in this tutorial. So in our channel rack we have, let me just assign them to each channel on the mixer, channel 4. Alright, so this is what we have. Alright, so we're going to just be creating a simple volume fader. And to create automation clips is actually just very simple. What you want to do is you want to notice what exactly they want to automate. In our case, we're automating the master volume. So what to do is just right click on the master volume and you can see create automation clips. It is that simple. Just create automation clips and you'll be good to go. So once you click on that, you see this bar right here comes up. So we're actually going to be creating a volume fader, and to do that, just know that the top of this automation right here, if you go to the top, that is 100%, and if we go down, that is 0%. Right now it is actually halfway because the volume actually is not 100%. As you can see, if we are to right click and see set, you can see that it is actually 80%, and that is why this is not actually 100%. So you know, as fade in starts from 0 and to reach the maximum, which is for us 80. 80 is where we want it to be. We don't want it to reach 100. We want it to stop at 80. So what to do is that we can just add points, and to add points here, you right click to add a point. Then, because we can't actually set this thing exactly to 80 because it is like a drawing, and it will actually be very hard to set it exactly to 80. So what you do is you can copy and paste values. So you can right click here because we are sure that this is 80, and we'll come here and paste the value of 80%, as you can see right here. Now we have it exactly 80%. Then to reduce this to 0, all you do is just drag this down and it's down to 0. So we have it like a riser from 0 up until 80, and then it continues out. Have a listen. Alright, and that's just it. So there's a whole lot that you can also do right here. To create a fade out, I just added the point, pasted the value of 80, and reduce this again back to 0, and it fades out. Now there's so many, you can just, this is not just restricted to only volume faders. You can add it or to create automation clips for anything entirely. And there's still a whole lot that you can do in between these automation clips. Like for example, you can see in between 2 points we have this icon here which you can rise, and it just creates dynamics in between those clips, like how what actually goes on between those points. It affects how those points react to the sound. Alright, so each point in the automation clips also has modes, and modes are just how they create the patterns and the things that they follow. By default, FL Studio creates a single curve for us, and that is why if you go here, you can just see a single curve being created right here. But as you can see, there are so many. And you can go for the smooth. You can see what it does. Just have a test and play around with each of them. You can see how the smooth reacts. You can see the hold. It just creates this up hold right here, like straight from 0 to 80. You can see that. And you can also see we have single curve like we just treated. We have single curve 2, which is slightly different from single curve, and we have single curve 3 also, which is also slightly different from single curve 1 and single curve 2. We have a double curve. Each of these features have their functions and have their uses and can be used in different ways. You can see how it's just changing the volume of the fader. We have stairs right here. You can see it's just as we increase the value, we can increase the number of steps that it creates. If you have to look at the volume fader as this is doing, you will notice what is going on here. So you can see that it's automatically changing the value. Then we also have smooth stairs, which is just smooth things out. We also have pulse, which as you can see creates this effect right here. Which is pretty good. And we also have a wave right here. Alright, so those are all the modes, but let's stick to the single wave for now. You can notice that we can actually do a lot with these automation clips, and we can create a whole lot of various sounds with it. Alright, let's actually create another automation clip. So on this track 4, this one is that. Let's add a low pass filter on that. So that's the track 4. Let's add a parametric EQ. And we'll change this to a low pass. So what we want to do is we want to automate this low pass to start from low and then fade out to the high. So this is the value that we're going to be automating right here, this knob right here. As you can see, as I change this, it just increases the value. So what happens is that we'll just take it to the point where we want to start. We'll right click and you can see right here, create automation clip. It is everywhere. On every plugin, on every effect, you can create automation clips for almost everything. What I've noticed you can't create automation clips for are just this thing right here at the upper end. For this master volume here, you can't actually create automation clips for that, but you can create automation clips for the pan right here. But you can create automation clips for this. And you can definitely cannot create automation clips for this right here and all this way. But when it comes to effects, plugins, synthesizers, every knob that you can turn on and turn off can be automated. So let's go over here and create an automation clip for this. You can see we have our automation clip right here, and you can see this is different from the volume fader that was around the 80%. Because why? Because our own value is not set to 80%, but it is set to 35.5%, as you can see right here. So that is why it took the value of this that's why it came down to this extent. But we want it to fade in. So what to do is I just right click, move it up a little, up to 100%, and let's just have fun with this, and let's just see the sound it comes up with. Right, so you can see, and we combined with the master volume, which also affect the master, so that means it definitely affect this track. We can just create something unique. And we can even go further to create an automation clip for the volume right here. Let's just have fun with this. And then let's just paste in the value of 80%. Let's change this to a pulse, then increase the value. Let's reduce this first of all. then increase the value to something fun like. So we can just go all the way with this and just create a lot of dynamics and a lot of shapes. Like I said, it just adds a bit of spice to your sounds. Alright guys, so we've done a lot and we've covered a lot in this tutorial, but simply just know that automation clips are they spice up the track and they make things sweet. To be nice for you to actually grab and understand how this automation clips works, and just take your time and experiment with it, have fun, play with it, change the values, and as you can see there's a whole lot, and you can go so complex with this effect and with automations like we saw in the demo project provided for us through FL Studios. So that'll be all for this introductory video. By the way, hope you learned a lot. Please like the video if you like the video, and please don't forget to subscribe to this channel and enable notifications so that you don't miss out on a new video that I drop out for you. Alright guys, see you in the next one. Thank you for watching.